Have you ever sat in a meeting, maybe with a cross-functional team or like a foreign client, and realized your colleagues aren't really speaking English anymore?
Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. It's like they switch to this highly engineered dialect of corporate physics or something.
Right. Suddenly the jargon is just flying and you're just nodding along,
Yeah.
hoping nobody asks you a direct question about the strategy.
Exactly. But today we're actually giving you a shortcut.
Yeah, we are unpacking a specialized presentation deck titled TD0061 Technical Discussions because we want you to master 5 really essential terms for negotiations.
And you probably already know words like sync and align, but we're not doing dictionary definitions today.
No, definitely not. It's about how wielding these specific terms acts as, like, a strategic tool, so you can survive high-stakes meetings without getting railroaded.
That's the real mission here. We're looking at the actual mechanics of these words to understand how they, actively shape corporate behavior and decision making.
So let's start with getting everyone on the same page. I mean, I hear the phrase "let's sync" all the time. But honestly, isn't that just corporate speak for "let's have a meeting"?
Well, no, a true sync is not a discussion, and that is a really crucial distinction.
Wait, really? Not a discussion?
Right, in these high-pressure environments, to sync, which is short for synchronization, means you're establishing an exact baseline of facts. Like, data and timelines have to match perfectly.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Like the Amazon meeting example from the source deck.
Exactly. Scheduling a quick 10-minute call to sync on client feedback, you aren't debating the feedback at all.
You're just ensuring everyone heard the exact same thing.
Yeah, precisely.
It's kind of like making sure everyone's smartwatches display the exact same time before a big mission.
I like that analogy. But having the same time on your wrist doesn't actually mean you're executing the mission together.
Right. Which brings us to aligning. Because syncing isn't enough, is it?
No, it's not. And here, the source material uses this brilliant analogy of a four-wheel car alignment.
Oh, right. So if syncing is matching your watches, aligning is making sure all 4 wheels are pointing in the exact same strategic direction.
Yeah, you align to remove execution friction, like coordinating with the marketing department before announcing the TUFX launch date.
Because you don't just need them to know the date. I mean, that's just the sync.
Exactly. You need their entire promotional strategy to physically support it. You're basically engineering agreement.
Okay, so watches are synced, wheels are aligned, we hit the market, and bam, we immediately run into trouble.
Always. And that's when we start hunting for a pain point, which, R&D departments basically live on.
Right. But a pain point isn't just a minor annoyance, is it?
No, it's an unmet market need. It's something so frustrating that customers will literally pay you to fix it.
Like the robotics example we're looking at. Customers were heavily struggling to integrate reducers into small robotic joints.
Yeah, that intense specific frustration is the target. It is the absolute core of R&D.
But solving a deep issue like that means fundamentally changing how things are done. And, well, people hate change.
They really do. Which introduces the concept of pushback.
Right, and the source describes pushback as a physical reaction force. Does that mean resistance isn't a personal attack, but just a natural law of corporate physics?
That is exactly it. And it's arguably the most fascinating part of this entire vocabulary. Using the word pushback is a strategic choice to depersonalize conflict.
Wow, so you take the human emotion completely out of it.
Yes, stakeholders naturally show hesitation. So when the factory pushes back on, say, strict new quality control SOPs, it's not a mutiny.
It's just an expected physical reaction to a new force being applied. That is a massive perspective shift.
It really is. And treating it like physics keeps the negotiation cool and objective.
Which you got to do if you want to get to the actual goal of the meeting, which is the takeaway.
Right. Even though it sounds like ordering food.
It really does. But in a negotiation, this is the actionable essence.
Yeah, it's the strategic insight you literally carry out of the room to guide your next move. Remember the Munich exhibition notes?
Oh, right. The realization that demand for humanoid robots was growing significantly faster than anyone expected.
Exactly. That isn't just a nice summary of the trip. It's a strategic pivot point that dictates where the company allocates resources next.
It's basically the entire reason the event took place.
Yeah, it is.
So, just to recap the journey for you before your next big cross-functional meeting, you sync the data, you align the strategy, solve the pain points, manage the pushback, and grab the takeaway.
It's an incredibly effective framework when you stop treating them like buzzwords and, start actually wielding them like tools.
Definitely. It really makes you wonder, though. If aligning a team is just mechanics and anticipating pushback is literally just physics,
Yeah,
how much of complex business communication is really just basic engineering principles applied to human behavior?
that is a very good point.
Definitely something for you to mull over before you step into your next meeting. If you tell a lead engineer that you need their formal approval on a project, you'll probably end up waiting like 3 weeks.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Right. But if you just ask to, run it by them, you're probably getting an answer in 10 minutes. So welcome to this custom deep dive.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Today, we are really digging into the hidden psychology behind corporate buzzwords. And we're using this pretty fascinating technical presentation deck for you all today. It's titled TD0060 Technical Discussions.
Yeah, that's the one.
And the mission here is to extract 5 critical business English terms that essentially act as a cheat code, to sound like a seasoned pro in front of foreign clients.
And what I really love about the source material is how it anchors the terms. It uses this master's understanding method.
Right, the physical action thing.
Exactly. It completely bypasses those dry dictionary definitions and links every single word to a visceral physical action. I mean, it turns abstract jargon into tools you can actually picture in your head.
So let's look at how a project actually starts. You don't just, hire people anymore. You onboard them.
Right.
And the deck uses the physical action of literally bringing someone onto a ship.
Which is such a great image because it goes way deeper than just making someone watch an orientation video. The nautical imagery implies, well, survival.
Yeah, you don't want them sinking the ship.
Exactly. If the new hires don't fundamentally get how the ship operates, the whole venture is at risk. Like, the source actually highlights this with an example of onboarding 2 new R&D interns right before the Munich exhibition.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's high pressure.
It is. It's about making absolutely sure they are fully integrated, completely seaworthy before that pressure hits.
And so once your crew is fully integrated, the natural next step is to increase your speed, which is where the deck introduces the phrase ramp up.
Starting on a slope.
Right, starting on a slope to build momentum. Okay, let's unpack this for a second, because I hear people say ramp up all the
How
time.
about constantly?
Yeah, and honestly, it usually just sounds like a corporate crutch for the word increase. Like, why not just say, we are increasing production?
Well, because, an increase can totally just be an accident.
Wait, really? How so?
Think about it. A sudden spike in sales because of a viral video that's an increase. But a ramp up, that implies a deliberate structural scaling over time.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, when the deck mentions planning to ramp up the production of planetary reducers by 30% next quarter.
Which is a huge jump, by the way.
Right, massive.
Yep.
But it's signaling a systemic overhaul. You're building out factory lines, extending shifts, making sure the supply chain can actually handle the weight. So it shows strategy, not just luck.
But scaling up that aggressively,
Right.
That is usually exactly where the system breaks.
Oh, 100%.
Suddenly the assembly line starts failing, and you can't just rely on those high-level metrics anymore. You really have to change your perspective.
Yeah, you switch from horizontal growth to vertical investigation, which is where drill down comes
That's
in.
vertical drilling.
Exactly. You are actively bypassing all the superficial symptoms, like, say, a delayed shipment.
Right.
And you are boring straight through all those layers of data to hit the foundational root cause. The deck gives this really great scenario. It says, the summary is clear, but let's drill down into the specific causes of the vibration issues.
You're just cutting right through the noise.
Exactly.
And once you finally hit that root cause, the market obviously isn't going to wait around for a slow fix. You have to force the solution through the system.
Right, which the deck calls a fast track, putting it right in the express lane.
Yeah, and it's not just telling people to, work faster.
No, not at all. Fast tracking requires a literal reallocation of company resources.
Like moving money around.
Money, people, everything. You are pulling budget from other areas to give this one initiative absolute top priority. The example they use is management fast-tracking the TUFX development to beat a competitor's launch date.
So you are basically breaking the normal speed limit of the company hierarchy just to outmaneuver the competition.
Yeah. But forcing major developments through the system like that, it definitely creates friction.
Oh, for sure.
You need leadership buy-in to bypass standard procedures, but you absolutely have to avoid getting bogged down in formal red tape.
Which brings us right back to that psychological trick we opened with, run it by.
Yes. Running past someone quickly.
Exactly. It's essentially the corporate equivalent of asking a friend, hey, does this shirt look weird before you leave the house?
I love that analogy.
You aren't asking them to dress you. You're literally just asking them to spot a disaster.
Right, and the phrasing completely neutralizes defensiveness. When the deck suggests running a new idea for gear geometry by the lead engineer, it frames the whole interaction as just a low-stakes request for feedback.
Rather than a massive high-stakes demand for authorization.
Exactly. It completely smooths out those ego and hierarchy issues that usually slow everything down.
It's diplomacy disguised as casual conversation. I mean, these 5 terms really do map out the entire life cycle of a project for you.
They do.
You build that solid foundation with onboard, aggressively build momentum with ramp up, solve the structural failures by choosing to drill down, outpace the market when you fast track, and then navigate the politics by choosing to run it by key players.
And honestly, using them just projects this highly specific image of strategic control to anyone who's listening.
Which leaves you with a really interesting dynamic to mull over. I mean, we use these intensely physical, kind of aggressive terms like fast track and ramp up to project speed to our clients.
Right, to sound capable.
Exactly. But internally, we rely on soft, non-committal phrases like run it by just to maintain caution. So for everyone listening, are these buzzwords actually helping us communicate more clearly? Or are they just polite little shields we hide behind when we want to avoid bluntly saying, hey, hurry up, or I need your permission?
It's a great question.
Definitely something for you to think about the next time you step into a multinational meeting.